Right, Freelander 2, it's not feeling too well. So we need to change the fuel filter. That seems to be a cheap and easy thing to change. Right, where's it gone? Right, here it is. Now, a lot of people are saying use genuine ones, and it's got to say this Perflux thing here, if you can see that. So I'm filming this with my Meta glasses. So the beauty for you is you won't see me. Right, what tools are we going to need? I think we've got a 7 and an 8mm socket. You will need one of these pumpy devices to prime it. Now, I did do a video years ago, and I did a separate priming and oil fuel filter change video, and people said that they missed that and it was confusing. My air filter is experimentational, don't worry about that. Right, so what we're going to do quickly, we're going to disconnect this hose here, and there's a little hose at the back. We're going to take that off, we're going to take the engine cover off, and the fuel filter lives there. So let's crack on. Let me know what you think of the old videos with the Meta glasses. Now, my nuts and bolts might be slightly different to yours, so I've got 8mm on these two. Why I've decided to do these first, I have no idea. Right, okay. So my car's doing weird things. I've replaced the turbo hoses, but they were fine. Right, swap into the 7mm. Right, undo that. One, two, there you go. Right, we don't want to be fighting it. Oh, that one wasn't even done up, look. Right then. Okay, right, that's good, that's good. Just put that down. Move that table nearer. So you will have to fight that out of your air filter, which is a bit harder because that moves. Right, and you can fight this one out, and there's a second tube there. But you see that little serrated bit there? Squeeze that, so, and he will wriggle out. And so it's sort of serrated top and bottom, so you squeeze that. It's a sort of funny, it glips, it's sort of an ellipse. Clever. There you go, yours will hopefully be cleaner. Because we've undone those, this should just pull off. Oh, you might have a fixing on that back one. Don't know what's supposed to be there. There's something going on, it might just be a stud. Right, okay, so this is the fuel filter, this thing here. This is your diesel pipe coming in. Whoosh, it goes over to the high pressure fuel pump, and then the wasted stuff comes back from the high pressure fuel pump through here. This measures the temperature of it, I think, and it goes through here and then back out to the tank. So we need to change this. Right, now there is this sort of cover. I've painted it grey, and it looks like we've got some, there's 3 bolts, 1 and 2. I did colour them orange, but I'm not sure. Let me get some more light. I have ordered like a head beam torch thing, but we'll make do with that for now. 10mm deep reach socket. Now if this pipe gets in your way, you can manoeuvre him about. He's in a little bit of a clip. Right, so that's the first one at the top there. I'll spin him with my fingers in a minute. There's the second one, catching the light down there, straight below it. Right, and then there's 4. Did I lie? Is there 4? Yeah, there's 4. Look, there's another one in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay. So let's whoop those off. Here we go, we're off again. Right, so they're nice and finger loose now. There's one there. Look, I've got a tray. I've got all pro. Get that one at the bottom there. Your nuts won't be orange because I try to do that to make it easier to see what's going on. But obviously, it's somewhat dependent on where I look. Which, with my eyes, you're never quite sure where I'm looking. Can you see that bottom one down there? Look, that's where he is. He ain't too far out the way. Right, and then this plate that I've painted, this lovely gunmetal grey, will come off. It was black and you couldn't see what was what for the video. See? Right, brush. So he pulls straight towards you. Okay, and that's that plate off. Remember, it goes on like that. Let's put that out of the way. Right, so now we can see the filter, and it's fixed in with these 1, 2, 3 Allen screws. Right, what else have we got going on? This connector here, I wonder if that's where it was running funny. Look, I hadn't reconnected that after my experiment. Right, so that is going to be your first job. Let's take that off. Okay, so this is right, and what you do is you press down on this bit here. Let me rearrange the light a bit. A bit more light. Press down on that. Oh, lift up, sorry, lift up. Right, don't put it too far out of the way. You would do like I did and leave it off. Right, let's get those 3 undone. 6mm Allen key. Yeah, they look Allen, not Torx, don't they? Hex Allen, whatever you want to call them. Right, let's have a look at those. Now, I think these are all the same. So again, we've coloured them orange so it's easier to see. Alright, so there you go. One of those. One sneaked in down behind here. So one. So, I don't know if it's worth doing this hot or cold or what. But 2, they're the same. You might want to put something on the floor. There might be a bit of diesel spillage, not too much though. So obviously, yeah, this is the 2.2 litre Freelander 2 we're working on. 2011, mine is. Oh, my torch nearly fell on my head. Right. Now that you can see that's loose, so they're the bolts that physically retain the thing, right? So we've undone the electrical connector. Now let's undo the. So you see, you got this white stripe here. You got this white thing here. Now, if you press down on that white thing and sort of push in and out on that pipe, you should, with a bit of persuasion, come out. You can take a wriggle. There you go. All done. Like that. Right, now the red one goes here. Okay, he's a bit more recessed. He's a bit. I think I need a screwdriver on him. It may be easier to take the connections off before you take the fixings out, because it'll be a lot more solid and it would react the forces better. Right, we're getting there. Right, so the green one is next, and I'm pretty sure he's the same sort of deal. And again, let's push him with a screwdriver. He's quite tight, so having the movement on the canister there was quite helpful. Right, now this next one, you have to rotate it. You see that? So you can rotate this a little bit, and then we've got the yellow pushy bit there, and I'm going to use my screwdriver. If I look around for stuff, shout when you see it. Right, there you go. Can I just... you know, I'm just trying to twist it so it reacts with the fuel. There you go. Right, now, that is our fuel filter. Our one's a little bit of diesel coming out. And which way does he want to come up? Which way is he? He's sort of tight. Right, there you go. And that's obviously full of waste diesel. So let's do a quick compare with our new one. Always do that. Now, on some cars, apparently, there are an electrical connection at the bottom, on the Evokes, apparently. But we are fine. Now, interestingly, this one doesn't say Parlux on it. But this one is Bosch, and you would think they'd be pretty good. Let me just put that in my new drainy thing. Right, there's nothing else we need to swap off there. We need to take that red thing off there. Check there's no other... Oh. Right, there's no other things on there. Right, now we will have to prime it. So let's get it in for now. We got diesel dripping. Now, there is some controversy that I'll explain over the whole priming thing. So, the book tells you to put a special thing here. So this is the one from the tank. So they tell you to suck it up from here and push it in and fill. But you need the fitting to go in there, which we don't have and most of you guys won't have. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the input. Alright, we're going to connect that red one there. Okay, which is the return line. And we're going to connect the green return line there, making sure they all click on. Right, now what we are going to do is we're going to suck it here. So we are going to put our sucky thing on here, and it is going to suck the fuel up, jug, 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 fill that, and then when this is full, we can go back onto here. So let's grab our sucky thing off my messy workshop floor. Right, let's lose that fluid in my trainer. Right, on here you see we've got an arrow there pointing to the right. So this end is the suction end. Right, so we should better put that suction in over the end of that. Right, and I'll explain the controversy in a minute. Right, work that on there. Oh, nearly went. You might want to do this before you put it in. Because you want it a tight fit, because all you've got suction. Right, then. Okay, and then you get your little pot. Right. Now hopefully that's... Oh, I can feel it. It's happening. It's filling that filter up. Right, so at the moment I'm just puffing all the air out. So it's going to take a few of these to get all... Oh, hear it? Oh, I can hear it. There you go. Right, so you can see I've got a nice... It's a bit bubbly. Let me put it under the diesel. There you go. Right, that's pretty good now. Right, so the trick now is I've got to take that one off and put the other one on without it losing too much. Right, and there's our other one. Push that back. Now, okay, we've got some air in the system. That's on, right. Don't forget your electrical connector. Don't be like I did. Right. Okay, right. So there is another video out there. There's loads of videos out there. And he sucked it through here, but I tried doing that and I didn't have enough suction to suck it from the pump through here. Although that might be an ideal way, I just couldn't get anything out of there. I think you need a super suckeroonie for that. As I say, Land Rover tell you the one that comes in line, so it sucks it and pushes it out there. But I reckon we're all good. Right, so we've got the rest of it is just the reverse. Put your screws back in, reassemble your car, and then do a test. Now, I guess you could just put these screws back in. For now, you've got no mass airflow. Right, that's all in. That's all together. I think my Meta glasses have a maximum they can cope with, and then they time out. They may have just timed out. Right, how does that one go back on? There you go. He wriggles back on. Yeah, that should be right. Right, I'm just going to connect this. Don't forget to put that on. I'm not going to put the engine cover on for now, because I just want to have a quick check for diesel leaks. That one will just clip on. Get that on there. Roughly, I'll tighten it all up later. Get my air filter on. Ooh, she's tight. There you go. Right, so, right, connectors on, 3 Allen keys done up, 4 bolts done up. Hopefully the pipes are all connect. Right, let's see if it will start. Now, there's some debate as to whether you should keep it revving. Probably a good idea. And we've got the keys in here. So let's start it up. All good so far, but the air gap hasn't reached the injectors yet. Then I've got my main beam lights on. Let's give it a couple of minutes. I'll sit here. Right, that is idling fine. So let's just check everything over. Right, we've got no oil leaks there, diesel leaks there. He's hunting a bit, but let me get that all back together now. Hopefully that helps you. Let me know if you've got any suggestions, etc. So we've changed the fuel filter. What's inside? Started to sort an outside then. Oh, that's sounding loose. There we go. What is inside? Right, how dirty is it? Right, so that's the bottom. So there is, as you would expect, a fuel filter. It looks a bit murky though, doesn't it? Oh, look. Why can't they make these so you could just, look at that. Why can't they make it so you just unbolt the top and then change that filter? Right, so this is interesting because this is only in line with, so the input comes out of here into here, must go through the filter and back out the output. But that filter's got not a lot of technology in it. People are getting really fussy about must do this and must do that. Right, now, so I think that there's some valve in there. So bear in mind, the fuel comes in, out to the high pressure pump, back from the high pressure pump. In fact, I think I got it the wrong way around. It comes in, out to the high pressure pump, back from the high pressure pump back to the tank. So let's have a look what this bit's all about. But there's our, should we try it with the cloth, see how disgusting it was. It's looking a bit grisly, but isn't it a shame that they can't just sell you that filter bit? There's nothing on the housing that needs changing. That's environmental craziness. Right, let's carry on. That is interesting. That must just be that must just allow you to suck. I reckon that gives you. So let me get this right. Oil floats on water, right? So if you've got any water, you could perhaps suck it up there, and that would take the water up. You could even use that for filling when you're changing the air filter, fuel filter. You could pour fuel in there, and it would just fill it up. So that might be a shortcut if you haven't got a sucky thing. There you go. People know what I mean. Joe's looking at me. Now, this clip here is all about. I'm going to take my eyes out. They ain't much good anyway, to be fair. I might have your eyes. Oh, here we go. Right, that comes off there. And what does this bit do? Okay, that goes on there. That's got an O-ring. So what that does, I don't know. It might be a spring-loaded something or other. But basically, it's on its way back to the tank. And at some point, it either decides to go into that bucket or back to the tank. Don't know. Has it got a one-way valve? I'll blow it and see. I've washed it. There's definitely a little something in here. So has it got an arrow on it? No, it's got no arrows on it. But well, that goes that way. It feels like it's got a bit of a valve in there. What about this way? No. Ugh. Nothing goes in there. So I think it's probably just a one-way valve with some sort of pressure relief thing in it. But there we go. Fuel filter, worth changing, and a shame they don't make them somewhat more eco.